If we come down and basically find support anywhere above this and create a higher low, maybe we will look for that higher high. Right now, Thor still has these same shorts in play. I'm sorry, these same long calls are still what's in play. So Thor's still pretty confident we're going to retest these zones. And like I said, if, that may make sense, if, let me just alter this a little bit. Actually, I'm going to draw another line just so I'm not really altering it. Basically, if we do bring our line up to here, if we don't create the higher, we didn't get the higher high. So we could potentially see where, let me zoom out just a touch so I can grab this, where we could see these shorts or go short and come fill these longs, right? If we do find resistance here, you see we got temporary resistance on the RSI, but that's short term, right? That's not the big orange line that takes a little time. But if that is our resistance and we do come down, we could see how we could then fill this call, retest the EMAs, retest the downtrend, fill that long, come down again, making the lower low, retest the downtrend, which would fill this call, right? So basically it would eliminate that line and that would be our new downtrend. Now, how do we know when to move our line? How do we know, well, the downtrend was right here. How do we know when to move it up, right? The trend is your friend until the end. So what we want to see is either something change, a lower high, or the higher low, right? We want to see something that is not consistently lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Same with the uptrend. We want to see something different than higher lows and higher highs, higher low, higher high. So let's go back to the SOL chart again. So if we fail to make, this was really our last high here. I mean, it's almost dead even. But if we fail to make the higher high, we could still be going for the lower low. If we do get the lower low, look for the lower high, right? Now, if we do get support and we have the higher low, now our trend may be ending, right? Because we're no longer printing lower highs, lower lows. If we print a higher low, that may be our first indicator that this trend is ended. So right now, we're really just waiting to see what happens here. Do we find support here in the kind of, I'd say 91 to 93 range? Do we find support and then go to look for the higher high? Because that would mark a higher low. Then we may be looking for the higher high and retesting these tops again. But we're not going to know until we get down here to see if we hold support on the EMAs, if we hold support on the downtrend and get an actual retest, or do we fall back into our wedge? Do we hold above neutral on the RSI? So it's kind of just and you see all this price zone here. Wouldn't surprise me, like I said, we come back and retest this zone right here at this 91 to 93 range, really. Same with these EMAs. That all makes sense?
Yeah. SOL's trying to dip right now, please. Put it on your line that you drew there, that the smaller uptrend.
This one?
Yeah, like where it's touching that. What is that at this drop? Like where it's touching your line that you drew. What price is that at?
Right
90?
now? Yeah, right now
Yeah,
I mean,
98
it's
something.
touching it right now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was just curious at what
But I
that
mean,
was.
this was pretty steep, this could easily still make a higher low. If it finds support here, it's still a higher low than this. So then our line would probably just slightly adjust, you know. But we wait to see. Do we hold support? Do we get the higher low? Okay, if we get the higher low, do we break back up into it or do we get the retest? Right? And then that's the start of our M trend. If so, well, get the fuck off there. Right? That could be the shorter term start. If we fail to make the higher high, then we could go back down into our trend, right? But again, what's your time frame? That this is obviously a shorter time frame look than what we're talking about here. You know what I mean? This is a move basically one leg back down. But you see how the pattern repeats over and over. But we got to see, do we fail the resistance, or I'm sorry, fail the support, or do we get support and leg up? All right, those are two possibilities. So we're really kind of waiting to see what happens here before making a move. Because it's retesting everything. It's retesting the RSI. It's trying to get above it, but will it hold? It's trying to get above the downtrend. It did get above the downtrend. It did get above the RSI, but will it hold? It got above the EMAs, but will it hold? I wouldn't be making any big moves until I see what it does on the EMAs, what it does on the RSI. And, we've had this trend that's been pretty solid, but this is a short trend, right? It could easily go slightly below it and just readjust and still hold valid. Just interesting. I'm kind of surprised there's not any Thor shorts. Surprised there's not anything up here that, if it continues up. But Thor's better than me, so I listen to it. It don't listen to me.
I saw that the RSI was like topping out. I finally was able to get my RSI to show up on my trading view.
Oh, nice.
I guess it was just something within it. I don't know.
Yeah, that was weird.
So I saw that it was at that peak at like whatever it was, 106 before the drop now.
Yep.
And I could just hear your voice in my head, like, this shit needs to cool off. So I was like, I took a little bit of profit.
Yeah, we'll see how far it does. It may keep coming down. Like I said, it may fall. If we see the lower low, expect a lower high again. However, it's broken that downtrend. It very well could find support on the EMAs, very well could find support on the RSI, support on our downtrend and continue up.
Yeah, that's where I'm like fine either way, somewhat, because like I'm acquiring, I'm taking
That
small
is the way.
profits off
That is
of.
the way.
Yeah,
Be prepared for going either direction, and you're good.
I'm doing
You
that
either
because
are
either
ready to
way,
take more profits, or you have some dry powder to load up if it dips.
exactly.
Wait,
Yeah.
Rumpty, what did you say you're doing?
I had when the RSI was like topping out at like the 106, whatever it was. I just took another I'm following. I look at like the percentage. I didn't really think about it until Mode said it the last Tuesday. Was when you look at like the trades of the Auto Trader, and you look at how much value there is in the Auto Trader versus what it's actually trading. Like the percentage it's trading is very small. So I've I've started to like do that.
$4,000 trade in a $2.5 million account.
Exactly. So that's where I've started to do like much smaller like sells on stuff like that. So when I say a sold, it's like I'm not doing an exact percentage as AutoThor out of that whole thing, but it's much smaller than I was doing. So that way I'm like more prepared for either way, like you said. And even if it goes, then at least I have USDC for me to also be able to load up on, like Mode said, could buy Jupe, or I'm most likely going to use it when I put into the auto contract for my DCA. So I have USDC also.
Having dry powder is always key. Well, look at that. We haven't looked at Bitcoin for a while, and we were talking about this head and shoulder pattern, right? We thought it was going to find support, but potential head and shoulder pattern. If we do get resistance here, which the relative strength index, the RSI, is showing that we could be meeting resistance. If we fail to hold support, get rid of a couple of these little squigglies. If we fail to hold support, this could complete our head and shoulder pattern, drop us back down. I still think we need to revisit this gap. I know I've said it. Too. I think we need to revisit this 32,000. We blew through it too fast. If not into it, right on top of it at 33,000. We're either going to find support right on this box, but I think we'll at least wick into it a little bit. Not financial advice, do your own research, but not a bad time to look at starting a DCA.
You think that with BlackRock making their purchases, it's in any way affecting the market with Bitcoin anyway?
I don't let any of that shit affect my trading.
They're doing OTC trading right now, which is why you're not seeing more impact on the price.
Well, it's for the most part, a lot of that's already priced in, right?
Yeah.
The big guys know it's coming. They've already priced that shit in. I don't know, man. Too many times something happens and they're like, oh, did you hear the news? But if you look at the charts, it was destined to do the same thing either way. I think more often price does what it's going to do, and people then correlate the news to, oh, that's why it did it. Then the news actually affects the price. If that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
They did hit like 53,000 or 54,000 BTC just in BlackRock, which is nuts.
Bitcoin will have its day.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of BTC.
Yeah, I mean, that's just BlackRock, you know.
And they bought how many?
They have, it's like 53,000 Bitcoin right now since the spot ETF approval.
That's massive. In comparison to Sailor, who has acquired like 100,000.
Yeah, 100, for sure.
In the past 4 years of accumulating, right?
Yeah. You're looking at Sailor and then you're looking at BlackRock.
Yo,
$10 trillion asset manager.
It's scary.
Fucking send it.
But that's when, like, the reason, like I said, you aren't seeing, like, you know, to Mode's what he's talking about. Like, the chart says what the chart says, but a lot of them are doing the OTC trading. Because if they went to buy that much Bitcoin spot, that's going to send the price. But they're going to have to when people eventually stop selling OTC as much, and then they do have to start buying spot. And because of how Bitcoin is built, there's only so much. There's only so much comes out every 4 years, blah, blah, blah.
What does that mean, OTC, for you?
It's kind of like
Over the counter is what
Yeah.
OTC means, but
yeah, so it's like they have like people like say like Coinbase. There's people who've had like a lot of Bitcoin. They go to them instead of buying directly off of market.
It's like someone with
buy.
a custodial wallet who has it all, right?
Yeah. But when those people exhaust what they want to sell, and there's only so much that's coming out every 4 years that gets cut in half, and that's only BlackRock. So it's it's just math. So
OTC, you mean they're not buying the Bitcoin directly or on the market?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
they're basically buying it direct from other people. You could think of it that way.
Yeah.
Also keep in mind that at some point they will be selling some Bitcoin also, not just buying.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the customers, right? How many people want to invest in that, and how many want to have a payout and everything.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why the spot Bitcoin ETF approvals were so big, is because you have to own the underlying asset itself to offer those services. So they have to buy the Bitcoin and have that Bitcoin to offer those services. But yes, they will definitely be selling some.
Who's selling it to them at a like deal though?
It could be people who've been in it for a long time,
So Coinbase takes a fee or something, right? So like right now, Solana's $100. Coinbase is going to take a fee from me for buying it and take a fee from you for selling it. So if I want to just buy, say, $100,000 instead of me paying fees and you paying fees, we just do it direct. It's not necessarily giving it away at a discount, but it's like trading and sending, me sending an NFT directly to you instead of doing it on Magic Eden, and I'm supposed to losing some of our money. That's
excuse me, Mode, but I do believe that they. Excuse me, I think that their Coinbase is the one that's doing the OTC, so they are getting a commission out of it. I need to reread this, but I think I read this somewhere.
I probably yes, because they house so much. But I'm just giving an example of so Binance, whichever one you want to use. Instead of buying it off of the ticker and the market and placing in the order books, you're basically buying it direct from one of the whales. Oh, what do you guys think? We're gonna and like I said, this chart is a 1 hour. I dropped it down to 1 hour just to see what we're doing. If you look at the 4, we're not down to the EMAs yet. The RSI still up above. We dropped down to the 1 hour. You can see we are trying to find support. The RSI drops pretty hard, pretty fast. Maybe it'll bounce. We'll see. What do you guys think? We going up? We going down?
Man, I've seen
I'm saying we're going
crazy
up,
things.
so it goes down. You see the Sol or Manual Thor 1 hour? The 1 hour they put in a long, like 90, I think.
Wait,
Like,
really?
right
Just
before-
now?
No, that's what we were talking about earlier. The long
What's it at?
89,
Oh, the 1 hour.
89.91. There's a long call for
I
1
mean,
hour.
shit, it's not too far away from that. You know, it could
Yeah.
definitely crash a good amount and retest.
Yeah,
And
and keep support on that, like turn that downtrend line into support.
What did you
I'd
say
say.
the entry point is? 89 what?
89.91, almost 89.92, basically.
And then what's the
1 hour?
other part?
The bottom 89.64. So 89.64.7 to 89.918.
And then what is the take profit?
Take profit 196.26. Take profit 2 98.22, and then take profit 3 118, like 118 cents.
So that's the 1 hour right there.
Mhm.
But you see how narrow the entry is and how
Yep.
the profit is compared to how large the entry zone and how large the profit of the 4 hours or the dailies. You know, that's a quick
where was that 1
retest
hour you just drew?
right here.
And
So
you're saying in
there's the
comparison
entry.
to that. Uh-huh.
And there's the take profit. Now, if you look at that compared to the 4 hour and the daily, you know, look how much bigger your entry zone and how much bigger your profits are. That's why we focus mostly on these on Trader Tuesday as well. More bang.
Hold up. Do you see on the 1 day for Sol? It has a call along
At
at
what?
at $11.
No way, bro.
Oh,
No
Yeah.
way, bro. Yo!
You see that?
Let's
Son.
fucking go. Yeah, they're new. They're
I went and
Son,
looked.
they're
I saw
new. 2
Charge
minutes old.
said that looks
Son.
interesting. I was like, hold on a second. Let me go look.
34.
Yo,
about
should we
shit
yo,
myself.
should we trailblaze fucking Twitter right now?
Flood the shit out of this.
Yo.
Holy shit, bro.
Oh.
Wait, what's it
$11
validated at? 106? So if it's 106,
bro.
then we're
The low
definitely
point is
in position.
$6.
That's
Yeah.
just what?
The low point is $6. That would be a new low.
That would
Yeah.
not be good, right? So better would be 34. Or
Holy shit.
around 30.
Is Thor okay? Does someone need to check Thor?
That's insane.
Thor got me bricked up. What is
Yeah,
this?
that's a little crazy.
Have we? I was gonna ask you, Mo. Like, have we talked about where we think Sol's gonna be tomorrow with Job and all the liquidity that's gonna come in?
I don't know. I trade charts. If the charts react, then I'll be ready to react. But you can't guarantee something. I mean, what if they decide, no, we're going to do it Friday? Or, you know, people don't start getting it in their wallet right away. You know, there's just so many different variables of things that can happen that it's hard to ever, in my opinion, trade news. I trade the charts. But
That's fair.
if that liquidity does come in, yeah, then I think we're looking at retesting at least the last local tops. I mean, that would be just they come down and retest. That's 35% gain. You know, that's pretty big.
Yeah, that would
So
invalidate
if we
all of those
if we
longs.
bleed a little bit more, we could easily see that liquidity give us a 35% pop and test all-time high, or recent last high again, not all-time high, sorry.
I did want to ask you, Mode. I saw one of my favorite macro investors. He's been bullish on Sol for a long time. He said that currently it's around, which is very interesting. It's like the 116 area, which is in alignment with when you look at like the long call invalidation on Manual Thor for the calls that have been there. Now the other one, these new low ones, are invalidated
Right,
at
you
106.
see, that's where we did have shorts at. We did have shorts there, but
Yeah.
they've been invalidated. So,
Yeah, but he said,
anyway, go ahead.
he had said if we break that 160's on the table. And I just wanted to see what you thought about, like, I guess looking back where Sol was dropping before to see like 160. I was just like, well, fuck, don't do that.
I mean, if you look compared to what it's been doing, that's just one more leg up, right? That's just one more pump up from where we are. 160 really isn't that far when you zoom out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you look at this pump, 45%, 75%. From here to 160, 60%. Yeah, that's a pretty big bump. But I mean, hey, you know how FOMO works?
Yeah.
Once it starts running, who knows?
Yeah.
I'm going to zoom out to the daily and see if I see why.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, why is he like? What is 160? It's just like
160 is kind of right here, resistance at these tops.
mhm.
So we had resistance here. Man, it's such a fucking. Now this is a daily chart,
Yeah.
so each one of these candles represents a full day. But I guess looking at resistance here,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because this was our support that then became our resistance. So I guess that's what he's looking at.
Appreciate it. I kind of can't believe that these calls are in. Shit.
Crazy.
$6, bro. What?
$11.
Yeah, I'm low key telling a few folks.
I made a screenshot.
Sol goes to $6. I'm like actually broke.
Yeah, I'm buying everything.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
literally I'm buying everything. Yeah. That's just insane. If you had told me that without me looking, I would have been like, you're full of shit.
Right? 11, okay, but still crazy.
And you see that take profit on that call too? Like take profit 1 is at 47.
Mm.
Wow.
Yo, I didn't even look at the TPs until you said it. I've been so fucked up about the price. I didn't even look at the TP, bro.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. Truly.
That is
I'm riding
wild,
that
dude.
wave, man. If it goes there, fuck it.
If it goes there, where's my credit card?
Straight boomer. I'm going straight boomer on that shit.
And
Buying
this
it
is
all.
why we're watching to see Because let me do some just for shits and giggles here. Let's go to daily. Let's say that is our top. We're going to draw a fib. So, the gold. I always draw a box like that, and you look basically exactly where price like fucking licked it. That would put $50, $48, $49 at my first take profit one. Holy shit. No, that can't be right. Because that puts us down even below $6. That would be a massive long-term move. But I don't know, we did break that down, that trend. I think we could, I really do see us coming back down to this. And that's the range, what was the other range of the long call? I have,
You're talking about the 34?
yeah,
Yeah, 34 is the top, 34.16, and then the bottom's a 29.28.
well, that's pretty much where I'm at. You see why those calls are there? Remember, we had this top. There was a big wick, and then this was our support. Oh, shit. Then this was what was resistance and became support. Look where that's at, right? And then we had this gap where we left the zone. So Thor's calling for us to retap them. And if we zoom out and look, that is our daily long-term trend, right? Every time we've touched it, what's happened? We've jumped away from it. We could easily come back down here to that 34 range, touch on our trend here, and then hop away from it again, right? See how we've been doing that? Every time we touch the line, we could easily come down and touch this line, refill that zone perfect.
What would that even mean for these trends if we went to like $11? Like,
fuck.
Like, that's just.
You have your line, and that's your trend until you break it. The trend is your friend until it ends, and you don't know when it's going to end, right? Like, if I go to the 4 hour here that we generally look at, look how long this trend was a friend until it,
But
and
you
then
remember,
it started to end. And as soon as that ended, what happened,
You remember when Sol was pumping and it kept throwing out longs at like $40. I think this is when it was at maybe $90, $100. I don't know. Maybe 80 at the time, but there were calls for like $40, and that lasted for like a good month and some change. And then
that was near this zone, in between these zones, yep.
Yeah, and then
where there
Thor
was a
just
lot of price
blew.
action already.
Yeah, and it just ripped. And who knows? Maybe this is just wishful thinking. Maybe we do hit that 125. I don't know, but no, for sure.
But if you look, what was our resistance? Resistance became support, right? We formed a new resistance, and then look how that worked as support damn near perfect. That's why we said in that short on the break and retest, we knew to take some profits here, and anything else at least move stop loss up to zero. So you've got profits and you're not going to lose anything else, right? Because what is resistance often becomes support and vice versa. So we're still in this range, right? We're still just in this channel here. We may just dance around in this channel and go sideways for who knows how long, before ultimately making a real decision. That's why, looking at, if you look at this horizontal line, all it does is cover time, right? That's why I like these diagonal lines, because it covers time and price, right? It can be an indicator of not just price, but also time of when you may see that price.
I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah, I'm
$11.
still sending people the Paul Revere. The fucking goddamn man.
Yeah, that now that I see that, I am definitely watching my soul bag pretty closely, because if it looks like we are really taking a dip, I think I think I'll probably sell a couple.
Yes.
Because if you could sell some shit even anywhere above last low, anywhere above $80, if you're buying it back for 30 or 11, shit.
Shit, man.
Shit.
Yeah, time will tell. This is getting interesting.
Yeah. But in my mind, these are the things that I watch. I want to see, does it hold support on this RSI? Does it hold support on this downtrend it broke? If it falls right back in this downtrend and keeps going down, okay, I will adjust my red line to include that. And that's my new resistance that I expect to be hitting at times. And I expect to see lower lows, lower highs until I do see a higher low or a higher high, right? Trend's your friend until it ends. Right now, it hasn't ended. It didn't make a higher high yet, even though that looks like a big pump. It is. It is a big pump, but it didn't make the higher high. It failed to make the higher high. So we'll see if it finds support and blasts right through it, or if that was a temporary cap and we keep going down.
What's your gut say, Mode?
Okay. How many times did we think it needed to cool off and then it blew up?
One too many.
Right?
Always.
Exactly. That's why I don't trust it this time.
And is that
You
why
get
it's
what I'm
going to dip?
saying?
Are you like trying to
You
reverse
get what I'm saying?
psychology?
Oh,
My
we've
ass?
seen this before. We've seen this before. It's about to rip again. We've seen this before. It's about to rip again. That sounds like how you get people to FOMO in the top to
My
me.
God.
Like you said, we've seen it one too many times. I don't know that we will see it one more. Then again, we fucking could. So, that's why even if you wanted to, you could, this is just hypothetical. If you wanted to open a short and just set stop loss at last high, right? So if you sell one of your soul, you're going to buy that soul back at $106. So you're not losing out anymore in case it continues to rip. Or you're looking at 25% just down to that first long entry. So, just manage risk. I mean, you're looking at 40% plus down to the 4 hour long. That's not even talking about the $30, 34 zone. So if you wanted to sell a little bit of soul and hold out for that 34 zone, you're looking at 65% gain versus 6.5% loss. You're looking at a 10% risk to reward ratio. Fucking go.
Hell yeah.
But, you know, you may want to see if we do hold that resistance, or we may possibly see it come up to here. We may see it pump and find resistance up here, you know. But definitely got to keep a close eye on it because it's doing some interesting things, and like Ani and some of you have brought up, you know, we may see some extra liquidity do some crazy shit for Sol. You know, we may see that liquidity from Jupe have an effect and really do something. We just don't know yet.
The suspense is killing me. Everyone floor the frogs.
Going to zero. Can you imagine what Thor will eat if it goes down to 30
Oh my
or
God.
11?
Oh, yo, if
You're not going to see just $4,000 buys. You're going to see like $40,000 buys.
Oh man. I'm actually like, if I could like watch it all the time, like not in the market and make the decision, but watch Auto Thor and like figure out the percentage of my wallet and just trade that like when it sells, when it buys. Obviously I can't do that when I'm asleep. That's the only thing. But
Someone was asking about Injective. Oh wow, I must have had that on.
yeah, how's Injective doing?
Looks pretty much right like we drew. You know, broke out of our triangle. Apparently I hit log on that for when I drew it or something. Broke out of our triangle, got our retest. We have our lower high. In my opinion, we're looking for that lower low.
Yeah, for Injective's 1-day chart it's not even showing anything remotely close to the drop of Sol. So that's it.
I think Injective could go back down here to 20.
Yeah, it's got one at 24.
Shit. Could go back here. If Sol goes down that far, Injective's going back down to 9. 10. Down to this big zone.
Just an overall market correction then, right?
If we see corrections that big coming in, sounds like it. If you guys took this on Pith, nice. I don't even remember when we drew this, but we got the break, we got the retest, and now we're moving up through our fibs. You can see we're still making those higher highs, higher lows. Unless we hold resistance here, which, you know, we have been, and we're meeting resistance here on the fib level. We break that. I think we're going up to damn near that 60-cent mark. So Gala, what did Gala do? Gala's in our zone.
What's it looking like for Gala?
Gala's on support. Trying to hold the RSI. I would ultimately just wait for it to break this downtrend. And when it breaks this downtrend, But man, that's in our DCA zone. When we're looking at our profit zone of 8 cents, which would be an increase of about 250%. However, if the market really starts taking a turn and going down, you're going to see this take a shit as well. You know what I mean? So, but if things hold and things are bullish, I think we could see an easy 250 out of 250% out of Gala. 130% just to the next, and then 250 before we really decide which direction we're going to head with it. But that's if it holds this support, it's kind of a big if with the way the market's moving right now. But I'm gonna have to wrap this one up early, guys. I've been on the road all fucking day. I just got checked in my hotel. I need to get some food and get some sleep.
What town are you in, or city are you in now?
I'm heading to the fucking moon.
Moon boy.
Yo.
Fucking go.
Fucking moon.
Where's the invite, man? I want to go to the moon.
Right.
It's right there at $11 Sol, bro. $11 Sol is your ticket to the fucking moon.
Actually.
Dude.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I will be liquidating so many things that I have, not just crypto. Like see
like
ya fucking
kidneys.
See ya cards, see ya collectibles, see ya fucking God knows what, man.
Sell a kidney.
Yeah.
You can buy it back.
Yo, what do you think if Sol really does go down to $6, hypothetically, right? Do you think that the ecosystem will reciprocate the price drop in welcoming arms for the majority, like how we feel?
No.
Or do you?
Fuck no. Everyone's gonna panic. Everyone on the news is going to say crypto's dead. It was a big scam. They should have never opened these ETFs. This is terrible. They should have never done this. Meanwhile, all the whales are going to keep buying more while they're fudding everyone out their fucking bag. True. But I think the major sentiment will be negative if it goes down. People aren't going to be like, hell yeah, I get to buy more. They're going to be like, man, I just started paying attention to this and I'm already losing money. I should probably just get out now before I lose any more.
So you'd say we'd be hitting that. Do you think that would be like the bear before the bull?
Yes. I do. And I've been saying for a little bit, I think we need another big flush before the big run. I really do think that there's going to be a big flush before the next big run.
Yeah, you normally see it in every cycle that we've seen. You see a major flush right before the bull really goes.
Yep.
Yeah, I've only been in one bull and one bear thus far.
Yeah,
this will
I
be
haven't
my
been in multiple,
bear.
but I've looked back to a lot of people, and yeah, it's really interesting to just look back through the patterns and see the timings.
Yeah, the ultimate lessons: accumulate in the bear and sell on the way up through the bull, because you can never time the top. To sell on the way up through the bull, and then all of a sudden there's those days you wake up and you look and the charts have everything's red, 20-30% down. Well,
it was like
it's
that
retesting and you load up again
for several months.
Oh yeah, exactly. But that's why you have to learn to take profit on the way up. So when it does take those massive red candle hits, those huge days where everything dips, you're like, fuck, I wish I could buy more. You've got the capital to do so. And then you learn not to get stuck with the bag when SOL goes from 260 down to fucking $8. You know what I mean? It's learning to accumulate during the bear, ladder out on the way up through the bull, and then accumulate going back down into the bear, ladder out going up and into the bull. Just look what Thor does. Just look what Thor does.
Can I assume that we get some daily shorts in the bull market, right? To get some nice.
Oh yeah. They're probably. The thing is, yes, there probably will be shorts. I'm sure it'll call to previous data, but once it breaks new, like say it's new highs, at that time it's pretty hard to call a short because it's, price discovery. So you're probably not going to see many shorts if we start heading into price discovery of the bull. If that makes sense, because it doesn't have the data.
Okay. Yeah.
But since it has the previous data up to 265, the last high, I'm sure it'll be calling some shorts on the way up, knowing what were the major zones of previous resistance and price action.
It's pretty wild. I see you see those shorts or the longs on SOL at those prices, and then you don't see anything on Bitcoin from Thor.
Solana is one of the most manipulated assets, and Bitcoin. Let's just look at a daily chart. Let's see what Bitcoin from its bottom, 177%, pretty fucking good. SOL from its bottom, %1,000%. You see the difference? you see how there's an extra digit? See how there's an extra digit on the end there? That tells you something ridiculous happened.
Yeah, that's
so. It could definitely, just like it pumped up more than Bitcoin, it could definitely retrace more than Bitcoin and other assets. Just like it pumped harder than the other assets, it could retrace harder than the other assets. But right now, if anybody wants to screenshot this or draw your own chart, we're basically waiting to see, do we hold this retest? Do we hold the retest of the short EMA and the long EMA, which are so close? Do we hold on top of them? Do we hold on top of the downtrend we broke? And do we hold on top of neutral and bullish territory on the RSI? That's what we're looking for. And Thor is saying we're probably going to at least come down and make a little retest before we either blast to fucking 125 again, or that making the lower high comparative and then indicating the lower low. Lower high comparative, indicating lower low. Lower high comparative. So follow the pattern.
The trend is
or
your
just
friend.
throw your shit in fucking AutoThor. Which is what I do with most of my trading capital because of how busy I am right now. And I plan to for only 3 months, the 90-day period. And then I was going to take a larger portion of it back for my regular trading. But it's performing so well, and I've just been so busy, I put it back in for another 90. So
You see the news today, Mode, from Frogs?
news, I did not.
We're
I've been on the
getting
road.
jupe.
Oh, shit.
There's a jupe claim. If you put in, it's in the announcements. If you put in over like 250 in the V3 contract, you're gonna be able to claim some jupe.
Nice.
It's pretty sick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
claim your
I
jupe
mean-
tomorrow, Mode. I'm gonna be in your DMs, blowing your shit up.
Yeah, definitely blow me up. I'll be able to log back in tomorrow night. Dude, Frogs have gotten. What's that, Ani?
They have internet on the moon?
Fucking right. It's called Starlink. Elon's my boy.
Hey, yo.
So, I mean, you think about it, we got Gecko, we got what was that, Draco, we've got now we're getting Jupe.
Can we get Peepo? Was that Frogs too?
Yep. Frogs got
Yo,
Peepo.
people too.
Yeah, man. They figure
getting
that's several. I mean, that's
That's like
for
a frog,
most
probably.
of the allocations added up to where that could be a couple $100 just for holding a frog.
That's
know?
that's like getting it's a few frogs right there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's free money to buy more frogs or put into AutoThor, in my opinion. So, fuck yeah.
Shit,
Appreciate you, bud.
I just might just have to put that juke drop into Thor. Sorry. Not sorry.
I mean,
I'm not
especially,
sorry.
dude, a lot of times I'll do half. You know, I'm like, okay, it's free money. Half of it I'll take as money right now. Half of it I'll leave as a moon bag to see if it goes to zero or fucking Valhalla, you know? But at least I got some money out of my free money. Yeah.
No, I feel you, man. I came to the realization that, you either hold it or you just, liquidate it. And I've done both. And recently liquidations have been working in my favor.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, meme coin season is not what's hot right now. It was. Now it's dwindling down, you know. So yeah, take advantage of it when you get it while you could. That's the way to go.
For sure.
But all right, y'all. I gotta jump off here and get some fucking food before this place shuts down and get some fucking sleep.
All right.
So
Thanks, Mode.
yeah,
Appreciate it,
appreciate you. We'll be catching up soon. And like I said,
Hopefully not by the time Soul is $11.
it'll be before that unless
My
something
God.
really interesting happens. So, all
Frogs
right,
fuck.
peace, y'all. Appreciate you.
Peace.
Thanks,
Later, bud.
Maud. Peace.
Peace.
Thanks, Daddy. What a